Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, a Zoom demo on the new AmericanAncestors.org. My name is Trisha Labby, Events Manager here at American Ancestors, New England Historic Genealogical Society. I'll be your moderator for today's event. Today's webinar is brought to you by the Brew Family Learning Center. American Ancestors and NEHGS is a nonprofit organization supported by our members and donors. We provide resources and expertise for nearly all aspects of family history research, and we're pleased to offer such programming for our members and friends around the world. Our presenter today is Claire Vail, Vice President of Digital Strategy and Communications. Claire has 20 years of experience as a digital marketing and content strategist for high-profile institutions in higher education, publishing, and media. As you all probably have noticed, at this point, we've launched a new version of AmericanAncestors.org starting in November. In today's presentation, Claire will take us on a live walkthrough of the site, demonstrating any new features and how to best navigate to your favorite resources. After the demonstration, we will have time for questions from all of you, and we encourage you to submit any questions or comments in the Q&A panel throughout the presentation. We'll get to as many of those at the end as possible. To access that Q&A panel, you'll see a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen with your Zoom controls. You can click on that and type in anything to us and submit. In this Zoom webinar, you also have the option to turn on live transcription. With your other Zoom controls, you'll see either a closed captioning live transcript button or a 3-dot ellipses button. So if you click on one of those, you have the option to choose live transcription, and those transcriptions will show on your screen as we talk. There's no handout for this presentation, but a reminder that we are recording the session, as you all heard, and you'll have access to that recording on our website and our YouTube channel. So if you miss anything during the live broadcast or can't stay with us for the whole program, you can always review that presentation later on. So without further ado, I will pass it over to Claire to get started with her presentation. Oh, and Claire, you just have to unmute. I think I prompted you. No problem.
It's auspicious. So thank you, Trisha, for that introduction. And I am delighted to have so many of you here for this presentation on the new website. So I have been with American Ancestors for 8 years now. This is the second big website overhaul that I have been a part of. They are big projects. They generally take 18 months, 12 to 18 months to conceive and develop and test and roll out. The first one that I was involved in was 2014. So we have, popular, popular trends dictate that you should really create a new website every 3 to 5 years, so we were well overdue for a new version of the site. And there were many reasons that we wanted to create a new website. But the main reason is that we had a lot more content to offer than we did back in 2014. So we're growing in many different directions, and we really needed a new site that would reflect all of the new things that we're doing here at American Ancestors. And so we feel that this one does. We also wanted to introduce many new features and a lot of new functionality that our members had been asking for over the last several years. So we've done all that with this site. This new site launched late last year. So in November, I gave a presentation pretty quickly after the launch of our new site. There were still some issues with the site, just minor things. Those have since been ironed out. So this is a great time for a demonstration, because now everything should be functioning. If you do see anything that is not working for you, you can certainly reach out to our membership team or to our web team and ask those questions, and we'll get those answered for you. You can also ask at the end of this demonstration. So as Tricia said, I am going to take you through the navigation. I'm going to point out 3 new features that you should be paying particular attention to. And I'm also going to show you where everything lives. So this presentation is not really going to cover database search. I'm going to show you where database search is and give you the basic overall layout of and how to use the functions in database search. But I'm not going to do deep dives into particular databases because that part of the site really has not changed since 2014. In 2014, we redesigned all the search algorithms, but we did not do that in 2021. So the site, if you conduct record-based searching, you should still be getting the same results that you did on the old website. Okay, so let's start over in the left-hand corner up here. You can see our logo is a lot smaller than it used to be in the old site. That we did that deliberately to allow for more screen real estate for the navigation and the rest of the content on the page. So sliding over to this middle area at the top here, you can see we have a new tagline for our organization, a National Center for Family History, Heritage, and Culture. So this speaks to the expanded programming that we've been creating over the past 5-6 years, and even longer in some cases. So we now have many, many more events that focus on history and on culture and sort of the contextual backdrop of family history. So we're only going to be increasing that program. We're not taking the focus off genealogy and methodology. We're still doing that, but we are growing all the time in staff and scope. So, just think of us as an organization that deals with genealogy as our core and then is growing programming outward from that core. So you'll see a lot more of that on this site. Okay, so going over here, I'm going to slide over to the right-hand side here, and I'm actually going to log out. I want to show you what this menu looks like when I am logged out of the site. So coming over to our bookstore, as you may or may not know, we have our own publishing imprint. We publish quite a few books about genealogy, about art history, about family history in general. So you will find all of those books here in our bookstore, along with other products like charts and gifts, and our portable genealogists. So if you want to come to the bookstore, you're dealing now with a separate header up here. It's a simplified header. You can still log in with your membership here. And if you are a member, you do get a discount on books. So when you are in a buying mood, make sure you are logged in so you are availing yourself of any discount that you do get. So if you want to search for books about writing, for example, you would just search here and you'll see your search results are now narrowed to all of our books about writing. So I am just going to hit the back button twice and go back to the site. So again, if you look at that top row, you can see it's rather small at the top, but again, we did that so that we could have more real estate for the rest of the content. But you can see that I am not logged in over in the corner here. You see this dark blue box that says log in. So that's one of the most important things to note on this new site. It used to be a lot more prominent on the old site, but again, content is really critical. So moving over from the bookstore, the first tab you'll want to pay attention to here is about us. So, if you're not a member, you may want to spend some time reading about who we are, what we do. But if you are a member, or even if you're not a member and you want to come visit us, this is where you're going to want to go on the site. So you're going to want to go to visit and contact, that second link in the tab. And then this page will contain all the information about our hours, our location, we're hopefully easing out of the pandemic, but there's obviously a lot of people who still have concerns. This health and safety protocols tab here will tell you about our policies regarding masks, and about visiting and all the other protocols you have to follow. There's other good information here if you're planning to visit: our holiday hours, our hours of operation in general. There have been some changes to our hours of operation. So you can see here, the research center is only open by appointment right now. In the future, we may return to a walk-in basis for meeting with a research expert, but for now, you do need to make an appointment. And you can see other information about costs to visit and so forth. Floor plan, if you intend to come and use multiple floors to research, you can download a floor plan. Accessibility issues, photocopying. So there's a lot of important information about visiting that's all gathered together on this page. Information about schools and groups. And then finally, if you're coming from out of town, a lot of people come from out of town to visit us. Boston's a very expensive city. It's easy to get around on the subway. Parking is expensive, hotels are expensive, food is expensive. So we've put together a quick guide here to help steer you towards some more economical options. So believe it or not, there's actually a hotel 2 blocks from where we are, where I think that the current rates are under $200, which is a real bargain. So if you get lucky, you can stay for $150 a night in the smallest room in the world. But that's okay, it's near us. So you can see here Boston area accommodations, how to find parking, and directions to our building. So that's all really useful information. So scrolling back up here to the top. So that was visit and contact. Now, if you are planning to visit and you want to schedule time with a research associate, you're going to want to go to schedule a visit. And this is actually a booking application. So here you're going to be able to see what slots or what days are available, and you can pay the fee to meet with somebody here. And there's also information for the Jewish Heritage Center too, if you want to schedule a time with them. So again, the hours here for visiting in person: Tuesday, 9 to 1 p.m. and Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 5 p.m. So it is mandatory that you schedule in advance, and that will create your appointment. So that's under the About Us tab, under Schedule a Visit. So there's a couple other things to note in this tab. There are our annual reports that are listed here. There's our press room is just basic information for the media, but I'll go into our annual reports. So if anyone is interested in reading these, they are all posted here along with our board and other information. So that's good to know that that exists. And our staff directory, this is a bit of a change from the old site, where now you can look up a particular person on staff and you can see what lectures they've given, what publications they've published. So this can be quite useful, particularly for people who want to look at scheduling an appointment with research services. So if you want to look at our research services and library staff, a lot of these folks actually will meet with patrons and talk to them about specific areas of expertise. So you can see we're expanding all the time. We have quite a few people with expertise in various areas. So it's worth it to take a look and see how global we are in terms of research expertise. And if you want to dig into a person's profile, you get their biography, but you also get the lists of the events that they've been a part of. And so these are webinars that they've given, and you can click and go directly to those. But you can also go and see the publications that they've written. So, this is a nice feature. This wasn't on the old site. It's a nice way to look at the breadth of who we have on staff, and the depth of the expertise that we have on staff, and the projects that they've contributed to. So going down, if you are part of our volunteer force, we have over 200 volunteers who help us with database projects and other types of work that we do. We also occasionally have job opportunities. You would come to this page. You can find out more about specific departments you can volunteer to work for. So in the case of the website, we have a lot of people who help us with database indexing and scanning, and we would more than welcome you to help us with this. So please take a look at that if that interests you. And then, finally down here at the bottom, this takes us off the site a bit, and it might take a second to come up. We do a lot of events, and this is photography from our events. So if you've been a part of that and you want to see whether your picture is part of these galleries, please, go ahead and take a look so you can see. We host quite a number of dinners with famous guests, and so we capture the photography for that in that gallery. So coming over here to one of the features that is that you should take particular note of. So if you are not logged into the site, or if you are logged into the site, but you haven't created a tree in our American Ancestries application, you're going to see this little icon, this tree icon, and the words create a tree. So I'm going to show you what happens when you click on this. So American Ancestries is an online family tree application that is free to our guests and our paying members. You do need a guest membership account at the very least to create an American Ancestry. It is free because our guest membership account is free. So if you click create a tree, it's going to take you, I can show you what this looks like, but it's going to take you to a page that asks you to create a guest account. So I'm going to show you what that looks like actually when I am logged into the site. But if you want more features than are available in the standard tree, you can pay a la carte for those features by buying higher levels of the tree. So there's 3 levels of the tree. There's standard, advanced, and premium. With a free membership, you get the standard tree. With a higher level membership, a contributing level membership, you get the advanced tree as part of that membership. If you want some of the more luxury features, let's call them the DNA tools and private tree options, you need to spring for the premium tree, which is $35 a year. So again, guest members and individual level members get the standard tree for free. Contributing members get the advanced tree for free. No one gets the premium tree for free, but you can just pay the $35 a year and get all those features. And those are all specifically listed down here. So that's under Create a Tree. And if you're logged in, it's going to take you directly to a tree, to your trees if you already have one. I'll show you what that looks like. So let me do that now. So again, I'm not logged in. I'm going to hit Create a Tree. It's going to take me to this page, and it's going to ask me to log in. And I can do that, and then it's going to show me my tree, but I'm going to show you what happens when you're just logging into the site in any case. So if I just come to the website and I log in with my guest or individual or contributing member account, whatever level account I have, it's going to log me into the site. And then if you watch up here, my navigation is going to change when I'm logged in. So it's just taking a second to think about it. And it's going to log me in. Oh, it might take a while because I'm on this Zoom call. So hopefully it doesn't take too much longer. We'll see. So I can show you a few more things while it's thinking about it. Tricia and I rehearsed this before the call, and it didn't take any time, so it must have to do with the Zoom. So here I am logged in here. Let's see if it keeps me logged in. And yep, okay. So I'm logged in on this second tab, and you can see, let me go back to that one more time and show you. Oops. So sorry about that. It's just glitching a little bit. So you can see here that I'm on the tree, and you can see, whoops, it's moving me around. Sorry. Okay, well, let's try that from here. So what I just showed you a second ago, I was on my trees. So you can see that the navigation has changed since I'm logged in. And now I'm seeing my profile, my trees, and the option to log out. So I'm going to try this. Good. That's working. So I am now seeing, since I logged in, you no longer see the login option. You see the My Account option. So I am seeing my account information, and you can see here it has my address, my name, all of my information here. So if you want to make changes to your address or your other information, you can do that here under My Account. You can also see your interests. So we ask you to identify your interests, and that way we can tailor what news and information we send you about events that have to do with your interests. You can also see your membership information. So you can see I have an individual membership, and I have I have a complimentary membership since I'm on staff, but I can see my ID number. So this is, good information. I can see when my membership expires. So if you are unsure about whether you have to renew or not, come to the site, log in, look under My Account at this information, and you'll see what your status is. Okay, so let's go back. So you can see Bookstore, About Us, Create a Tree, My Account over here. So all important things to be looking at here. I'm going to head back to American Ancestors. Sorry, it's moving a little slow. There we go. So my profile, my trees, and then log out finally. So when you are logged into the site, there's a cookie that's going to remember you on that machine and on that browser for 2 weeks. And so if you are the kind of person who would prefer to be logged out, you need to do that manually. Otherwise, next time you start up your machine and you open up that same browser, you are going to be still logged in. Now, most people prefer that. They prefer not to have to log out and log in each time they use the site. So 2-week cookie. After that, it's going to automatically log you out. So if you log into the site, go away for 3 weeks, come back, open it up, you're going to have to log in again. Okay, so moving on to our main menus. I talked about some of the changes we've made since we launched last year. And some of those changes were made based on user feedback. So we used to have menus here that appeared on hover. All you had to do was hover over search, events, membership, and give, and menus appeared. People weren't crazy about that because when they were searching database records, the hover function interfered with the real estate on the record screens. So people said, I don't like it, these menus, they're obscuring my database search results, please take them away. So we did. So now you have to click and you will see these menus come up. So, just so you know, we do listen to our users, we do listen to our members, and we do make changes. So this was one of those big changes. So let me go through these mega menus quickly. So this first menu you're going to see is search. Most of the people who come to this website are searching for records. So as I mentioned before, record-based searching has not really changed. So we have 1.4 billion names in our databases. We have 480 odd databases that you can search. And you can search those just the way you could in the old site. So I am going to go directly to that and show you that the search form looks exactly the way it did before. Any issues that we had at launch should be ironed out for now. So I'm going to do a quick search, and I'm going to narrow this down just a little bit so I don't get a ton of results here. So I'm just going to do a quick search across all our databases. And this might take a little bit of time. And you can see that's good. That was a quick response. So if you're familiar with database searching, again, it has not changed. You should still be able to get all the records that you used to get. Again, email us if you're not seeing what you did before, but all the buttons should be functioning as they did before. So I won't go deeply into database search just to show you what this looks like though. So I'm going to head back to our search page and to our main menu here. And just X out of this. So again, going to search, searching databases is the first icon or the first image here, search 1.4 billion names. Now I want to point out one of the brand new features on this website. This is something that I'm very excited about. Our members are very excited about. This is searching content by topic. So the difference between these two methods of search, this first one is databases. So if you think of Ancestry, Find My Past, other genealogy organizations, they're dealing with databases, with record-based databases. And so are we. So I mentioned that we have nearly 500 unique databases that you can search. That is that first option there. This second option is really where we distinguish ourselves from our competitors. So we have been publishing material about family history since 1845. We've been around since then, and we've been publishing since then. That's a lot of content. Now that's not records, that's magazine articles, that's webinars, that's, I mean, in the recent 15 years, that's webinars, but that's lots and lots of content that is about family history that can be useful to researchers that is not in database form. So what we wanted to do was pull all of that together in one unified search function here. So that's what we've done. So if you look here, the first thing you see here is search all content by topic. And when we say content, we mean non-record content. So if you come down here, you'll see what content am I searching? Well, the answer is here. You're searching descriptions of databases, but not the actual databases themselves. For that, you need to go to search 1.4 billion names. You're searching our digital collections and archives. So we have over 1 million digitized letters, diaries, photographs, newspapers, all you can see all of this material here that people have donated to us over the last 176 years. That is digitized and available to you. So instead of having to go to a separate interface and application and search for that material, now you can search for that material alongside the website, alongside descriptions of databases, alongside our publications, and all the other material that we have here. So, we have separate websites that we've built for our special projects. So in 2020, we had the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower's arrival. A lot of interesting information on that site. Our GU-272 African American Memory Project. Lots of great information on that site. Historic Catholic Records, same thing. So instead of having to go to separate URLs, you can now search for all of that here. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to search on Mayflower. And now you can see I've got all these wonderful results that take me to various places in the universe of content, the vast universe of content on American ancestors. So, here are links to databases about the Mayflower, links to publications about the Mayflower. So that's the Mayflower Descendant. That's a biannual publication all about Mayflower genealogy. You can see there's other links here about events having to do with the Mayflower. So whatever topic that you're interested in, I would recommend coming to this content-based search area and typing in the topic. So if you get results, you can see there's only 226 results, so it's not thousands, but if you do get results and you want to narrow those results, you can do that by clicking these boxes up here. Let's say that I only want to look at our digital book and manuscript collections. So this is going to refine what I'm seeing here. So you can see maybe I'm interested in James Fullerton Trott. So I can see very specifically that I can go directly to that collection. So if I come up here and I unclick this, I go back to my full results. You can also use these filters on the side to restrict your search to the format or type of resource. So let's say I only want books. So here I'm going to come down and you can see that these books are both in our bookshop. So if you click there, you're going to go to our bookstore. Coming down further, you can refine by topic. So you can see these are pulling topics from our digital library collections. So you can see maybe I just am interested in Bible records here. So I'll just scroll up and I'll see a Bible record for the Cole family. So not to be confused with database search, which also has filters on the left-hand side. Again, think of this as all the content in our universe that we've published over the last 176 years. So down here, this is publication date, not historical date. So let's say that I do want to search on a historical date. I would go up to the top and I would search on that date in the bar here. Now, remember, you're not getting people, you're getting any content with the number 1620 in the title or the body description. That's what it's pulling from. So if you see 1620, you can imagine that's the year of the Mayflower's arrival, obviously, so I'm going to get a lot of Mayflower-related material on a search for 1620. So that's how to use our brand new feature, Search Content by Topic. Now, if you forget what I've said here or want to have a reminder of how we break down our content sources, you can go directly to what content sources can I search. So I've done that here, and this page is going to tell you about even more content sources than the two I just covered. So it will reiterate that you can search our databases, you can search content by topic, but there's more that you can search. So coming down here, if you are a member, you can avail yourself of quite a few external databases that you can search. So these are really rather rich and fascinating. So I'll quickly go over some of these because we add more to this collection all the time. So some of these partner databases have restrictions around them. You can see it says temporary databases from home. Our library staff is always negotiating with external partners who host databases for our member benefit. So some of these are just temporary, and sometimes they become permanent. We often will ask our members, do you like this database enough for us to pay the money annually to make it a member benefit? We did that recently with Adam Matthews Explorer. So I'm going to show you those databases in a second because that's our latest offering. So early American newspapers, 1690 to 1876, History Geo, some of these other databases, 19th century newspapers, Irish newspapers, marquee biographies, Oxford family names. These all are resources for your benefit. So I would definitely recommend checking them out. A lot of people don't know about these. They don't explore these. So once again, I'll point these out. These are under search and external databases. So we also call them databases from home, although all of this is from home. Let me just show you our latest one because I was very excited about this. So this is Adam Matthews Explorer. This is these collections are 90 different collections. I'm going to just show you this page here. You can see now, if you have to be a paying member to have access, a paying member of American Ancestors. But we have negotiated with Adam Matthews Explorers to bring this on as a member benefit. So you can see this is by topic area of interest. So colonial America, colonial Caribbean. They have a wide variety here, early modern England. So these are all original source documents that you can search for all kinds of interesting material. And then you can see they have filters over here on the side. So really, really thrilled about bringing on Adams Matthews, our latest one. So definitely check those out. And if they can help you make progress in your research, fantastic. Other areas of search here, our library catalog is the same as it always was. So you can certainly use the library at NEHGS. That works like a traditional online library catalog. So I won't go deeply into that. That has not changed. Now our digital library and archive, this is going to go directly to a different user interface. So you can see now the design has changed. This is our library, our digital archive, but what we did was bring this all under search content by topic. So now, again, all you have to do is go to search content by topic and you can find everything that's in that digital archive. So that's what we've done, is made it more convenient for you to just go to this one place to find everything. Now, if you know what you want is definitely in the library and the digital library and archive, you can go directly there and drill down deeply into a search. When we launched our new American Ancestors website, we also launched a new look and behind the scenes platform and function for the Jewish Heritage Center. So if this is an area of interest for you, they have a new website too. So I would definitely recommend checking out that site. And that takes care of the search menu, which is where most of our members spend the bulk of their time. So let me move on to our events calendar. This is a new feature of the website. So search content by topic is one of the major new features. Our events calendar is the second new feature that I'll talk about in depth. So if you come to this menu, you will see two of our upcoming events that we've called out for you to take a look at. If you want to go directly to the events calendar, you'll just click here and you'll see we are offering events and tours. So this is our new events calendar. If you scroll down, you're going to see all our upcoming events, and it will just continue to populate and load new events as you scroll. Scrolling is very important for this site. Let me walk through the functionality here. So you can search for an event by keyword type. So let's try Ireland. And I think we might have, oh, no, we do. Okay, so we have two events. It's pulling up this event because it's about the Irish and the Jews in America. And then it's pulling up this event because it's Castle Howard, and it's probably mentions Ireland somewhere in the description here. So if you want to narrow your searches, let's try another keyword here. By keyword, you can do that. And it's going to narrow the search by what's in the title and also in the body copy. So if you know, for example, you have free time on a particular date, you can come over to this calendar graphic here and select a date, and it's going to narrow the events to that particular date. You can see that the Scottish Ancestors webinar is on March 30th. Now, if you want to clear that, you have to come up here and actually clear it, and you'll see this little X pop up, and you have to clear the date. So I'll try another date here. What's going on? On April 1st, there is a webinar with Kurt DiCamillo about Scotland. So a lot of events, we have a lot more events than we used to. We're adding new events all the time. So it's really important that we have a dynamic calendar, which we do now. If you want to look at filtering the events by the calendar by event type, you can look at author events, our benefits, which are our family dinners, or our family history benefits are our annual dinners. There's 4 of those a year. You can look at the conferences that we partake in and our heritage tour program. So let's just try that for a second. So you can see, here are a lot of our both virtual and in-person heritage tours. So some of these are domestic, some of these are overseas, some of these are virtual. So I've chosen heritage tours. Now I could come here and look at what's free. There's not likely to be much here that's free, but I can look at what's online as well. So it's showing nothing is online right now. All of these are in person. So you can do that with any of our events. Like if I deselect heritage tours and I want to see every event that's free, you can see all the free badges pop up here in these little red badges. Or if I really don't want to go anywhere and I only want to see what's online, I can click the online button here. So that's our event calendar. It's a great resource. If I want to learn more about a particular event, I just click into that event, and then I'm going to get all the information about that event, the speaker bios, the notifications about the cost and the member discounts, the ability to register for that event. If the event is a course, the syllabi will be included on this page, so you can take a look at the syllabi. You can see here, here are descriptions of each of the classes. And then for some of the events, you'll see maps, you'll see accessibility information. So this is all new to this site. So you can take very deep dives into each event and all the information for that event. Okay, so we get the question quite a bit about people who can, who work during the day or have other engagements and they can't attend our webinars. They want to know, is it archived? Can I come back and watch it later? And the answer is most definitely yes. Almost everything we do that's virtual is recorded and archived on the site for you to see. So if I come up to the events menu and I go to view past events and videos, and I click here, you'll see these are the archived videos. So you can see, you can watch these. Now you do have to be logged in, as I am here. You can just click and start watching the videos right from here. So there's my player. I can start watching. It's going to start playing. And I'm not going to let it play, but this was a popular one that we just gave. We had thousands of people attend this webinar. We're starting to climb into the thousands for many of our webinars, which is great. So understanding Irish land divisions, if you missed it, here it is. And here's more of the information about that event. So you never really have to miss anything. You can come and just watch it here. So the keyword search works the same way. You can just, type in your topic and it should tell you. Here are all the archived videos that have to do with Ireland. Now, if you want to narrow your search to a particular type of video, let's say you just want to look at family history research, we've defined those topics for you over in this menu here. So this is specific to this topic, for example, specific to resources at American Ancestors. There's how-to videos. We have quite a lot of that. We also have a book conservationist on site. So there's a lot of advice from that lab on how to handle old books, how to do restorations of books and papers. There's even a category on preservation, which is of interest to a lot of our members who have a lot of family papers at home that they want to preserve for the next generation. So we have a lot of guest speakers come and do programs with us. If you want to find those, you can look under guest speakers. Just lots and lots of exciting stuff going on. So again, if you're coming to this site mostly to search records, maybe think about expanding beyond those horizons and take a look at all the content that we do have to offer. Okay, so I'm going to move on a bit to our membership menu. This is pretty straightforward. It's just information about joining and renewing. So I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to point out that if you are indeed up for renewal, what you'll want to do is just select your current membership level if you want to renew at that level, or a higher level if that's what you'd like to do, and continue the checkout process. And whether you're logged in or not, it's going to prompt you at some level to log in. So don't worry about that. But there's no separate renew button. So that's what I just wanted to call out here under membership. The only other thing I will point out here, because these are all straightforward links, is frequently asked questions. So under membership, if you have some questions and you're not sure whether you want to engage the membership team yet, you can just come to the FAQ and take a look here and see. So again, that's under membership and the FAQ at the bottom of the menu. On to give, I won't go through this whole menu, but it is basically about becoming a donor. We do have some information on our Cornerstone campaign. So this is quite interesting to go through. We're always expanding. We own the building next door to 99. We're going to be expanding into that building. So lots of fascinating stuff going on. We're raising money to support our efforts to expand. So this is very straightforward. Again, I won't go through these, but I will go down to why donate materials. We have been taking people's family papers since 1845. That is an important part of our digital library and all those resources, and we make those available to family historians. So that's how we have such a huge and unique offering for people. And Judy Lucy is the archivist in charge of that department. So you can see she's surrounded by all the boxes of the family papers that people have donated. So think about that. If you want to donate your materials to us, we'd be happy to take a look. We don't take everything, but we do take certain donations. So I'm going to go through the remaining menus here pretty quickly. I know we don't have a lot of time left. So publications is an important part of what we do. So I'm just going to click on this top menu here. And you'll see that this talks about our publishing imprint and introduces you to several of the membership benefits that you get. So members will know that we have a 4-time-a-year published magazine, the American Ancestors Magazine. We also publish the Register. So here is where you'll find more information about the Register. So this is our scholarly or academic journal. We also publish books on various topics. So you'll see our latest books. So our publishing department's quite busy. You can see a history of the publishing, our publications imprint here. So if you are looking for the latest copy of the Register, the new one just came out, you're going to want to come to, again, it's under publications, and you can either go to the landing page here, or you can go directly to magazine or the Register, and you can look for the latest issue. So I'm not going to do this because these pages take a little time to load, because they are all the back issues are available online. So again, if you are a member, you're going to get the Register in print, you're going to get the magazine in print. But if you want to access it online, you can certainly do that all the way back 10, 15 years, I think it goes online. And we're always bringing up more issues. Now, the magazine and the Register are also available as databases, searchable databases by keyword. So if you go into our databases area, you will see that you can search both of those as databases. Okay, a few more things down at the bottom there, but I'm going to move on. There are a couple other pages if you are focused on the Great Migration, for example. So the diaspora that came between 1620 and 1635, and after the initial arrival of the Pilgrims, sorry, 1620 and 1640. You can see we have all of the publications, all of Robert Charles Anderson's work on the Great Migration gathered here. You can see other exciting things. We have a map of the original locations where the Pilgrims were from in England. So those are the parishes where they were from. We have articles written by Robert Charles Anderson and others. You can search the database for the Great Migration. So we've just consolidated all that information into one page. Same thing for early New England research. So these are study projects that we are responsible for. So these are New England families from 1641 to 1700. Again, this is a page that rounds up all the information about this topic. So nice and convenient. There are other places to go in this menu. We have a weekly newsletter that many of you may be subscribed to, the Weekly Genealogist, our Vita Brevis blog. A lot of great information here. We add new databases and new collections to our database collection all the time. So if you want to sign up for alerts, you would just click that there, you sign up, and you will get an email in the moment every time we upload a new collection. Coming over to expert help, you can see underneath here, you can engage a genealogist in a number of ways. So we offer a service that is quite popular with non-members and members alike, and this is Ask a Genealogist. It is totally free. So this is something for you to know, but also for your friends and family. If they're just getting into genealogy or they have questions, they can ask a question, and they will get 15 minutes of totally free time with an expert in genealogy. So, I'm just getting started researching my family in Northern Italy. Where should I start? You can ask fairly general questions and get pointed in the right direction. And that service is a live chat service Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5 Eastern time. Personal genealogist for the day is exactly what it sounds like. You can get somebody to help you all day long. So if you've been doing your family history research or you want to get started in a big way, you can purchase that service and somebody will help you. Hire a researcher is what it sounds like. You can hire a researcher in any capacity, really. And they will evaluate your needs and then work with you from there. There's some other things on this page: get photocopies, request a speaker. So that's really our expert help section, and then those same services are broken out in the menu down here. So moving on to tools, I know I'm short on time. Trisha's going to remind me very soon, so I'm just going to try to get through some of these very quickly. So American Ancestries is the first tab. We already went over that in the navigation. We already went over the video library, but tools really means tools that you can use to help your research progress. So if you come down to research guides, these are completely free guides. You do have to be logged in with at least a guest user account to see these. But we publish many, many deep dives into a variety of topics, a variety of research topics. And you can see these are listed A to Z down here. If you click into one of these, you're going to see they have their own navigation because they're so deep. So if I'm interested in in Akkadian genealogy, you can see there's long lists of archives and other repositories with information about that topic. So obviously I'm not going to go through each one of these, but please, if you are interested in a particular subject area, definitely take a look at research guides. So it's here under the tools menu. Premium seminars are premium because they are paid seminars that you can access. So these are courses essentially that we offer at a cost. Coming down further into research templates, now we're back into free material that you can access. So sheets that you can use to fill out your family history and other templates that you can download. DNA resources will help you purchase a DNA kit, schedule a post-DNA test consultation, and look at other information we have about DNA. We do a lot of webinars about DNA. We have a lot of in-house expertise on how to interpret DNA results. So that's all under tools. Moving on quickly to signature projects. And we just added a new signature project 10 minutes before this webinar, and that is our Committee on Heraldry. I would just recommend exploring this menu. These are longer term projects that we've engaged in. So for example, we are home to the Georgetown Memory Project. These are very deep websites that dive into a particular, usually a group of people that we've studied over a period of time and provided record-based data for. So I can't go into each one of these sites. They're too big. There's too much there. But that's what Signature Projects is all about. So Catholic Records, Mayflower GU 272, all the different topics that we have spent time specializing in creating material about and creating websites for. So I'll let you explore that. And then finally, I'll come down here to centers and initiatives. So Tricia mentioned in the beginning that this webinar and all our webinars are brought to you by Nord and Suzanne Brew. They are our donors and that support our educational programming. So you'll see more information about them here in, there they are, in the Brew Family Learning Center. And then here are the webinars that they have kindly funded. So other centers and initiatives here at American Ancestors obviously are Weiner Family Jewish Heritage Center, our fine art and architecture area. So we do a lot with the history of fine art and architecture generally in the context of family history. So if that is an area of interest to you, you can see all the content gathered there. We work closely with Skip Gates. We are the filming location. Here they are filming in our lobby for the show. There's Skip getting made up for his role on camera. And we work, our team vets all the research, our research team vets all the research for Finding Your Roots. So, you can see, you can explore here our American Inspiration Program is an author program with best-selling New York Times authors, and many of you have attended events there. The books that we choose tend to have to do with family, with biography, with American history. We do many, many programs there. So if you come to events, well, actually, if you go directly to the American Inspiration page, you're going to see the upcoming events there. You can also filter by American Inspiration in the either the video calendar, or sorry, the video archive or the events calendar, and you'll see all the upcoming events. So I'm going to pause there and take a sip of cold coffee here because I've been talking, and turn it back over to Tricia.
Thank you, Claire. That was a really thorough demonstration, obviously highlighting some of the new features of the site, but also just going through really everything that we have to offer on our website. I want to thank everyone out there who stuck with us. We're just past 4 o'clock, but at this time, we will turn it over to some of the questions that you've put in the Q&A panel. I invite anyone else to submit there. If you have anything, we'll take a few minutes to go through some of the questions that I saw come through while Claire was talking. So a lot of questions came in, Claire, when you were demonstrating American Ancestries, a popular feature on our website. And just for a basic question, a few people asked if you can create more than one tree in that platform. So if we want to start there.
Yes, and thanks for sticking around. I know this, it's hard to cover such a large website in a short amount of time. So yes, absolutely, you can create tons of trees. I don't think we have really established a limit on the number of trees you can create. There is a limit on how large those trees can be, but you have to have quite a few people in your tree before you hit that limit. But when you create trees, what you're going to see, now I'm in the tree application, but if I come back out, when you log in, you're going to see my trees pop out there in the menu. Sorry, it's a lot of pop-ups here. You will see all your trees here. So the list is, once you're in the tree application, you can see Claire's family search tree, and then there's a whole bunch of other trees here. So these are all my trees. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you want to create a new tree, you just come down to this this new tree prompt here.
Great, thank you, Claire, especially showing how you navigate to that list of trees and how to add a new one is really helpful. Another common question for Ancestries was if this platform does interface at all with Ancestry, if you can upload from either Ancestry or a GEDCOM file, if you could just briefly go over that functionality.
Yeah, so we interface with other trees via APIs. So Ancestry does not make its API open and available, so you can't search, and so this would be, you can't interface directly with Ancestry's tree platform. You can search Ancestry collections. So you're not searching the actual databases for records, but this application supports the searching of collections. Meaning if you sign up for hints, so you want to come over here and sign up for hints when you create a tree. I'm sorry, wait. Hang on one sec. So you want to go to tree settings, actually, is where it is. And you're going to want to sign up to get hints. It will allow you to search the collection. So for example, if I want to search for a particular name, it will tell me that that name is in a census collection that is available on Ancestry. But you have to have an account on Ancestry to go any further with that experience, if that makes sense. Now, our tree does allow you to sync your trees with family search trees. So not Ancestry, but family search trees. That's a little complicated here. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's just a little complicated to show you in this amount of time. So what we will do is have one of these webinars all about how to use trees. We'll do another one coming soon, and just look for that. And then I will dive into how to use all the functionality you're looking at here.
Great, yes. And I was going to echo the same thing. We did a quick webinar that's archived in the video library when we first launched American Ancestries. So you can go back and watch that, but we should look at maybe updating and offering a new live program just on trees, because we have gotten a lot of questions there. In the Q&A panel under answered questions, I provided a couple links, both to the American Ancestries webinar, and then we did do a webinar on specifically the DNA tools of American Ancestries. So a lot more to explore on this platform. Thank you all for your questions on that, and to Claire for walking us through some of those features. Another question we got was, you mentioned that this webinar wasn't focused on sort of a deep dive of using the databases. So I did provide a link to our research guide. You showed where our research guides lived, Claire. If you maybe want to navigate back there, we have one specifically on using AmericanAncestors.org, and we had a webinar that's linked there from 2017 all about searching databases. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a deep dive on database search, some of the tips and tricks there, you can watch that archived webinar as well. So again, a lot more to explore in that video library and research guide section.
So here, yep, and you can see here just what Tricia was talking about. So if you scroll down here, we will find a lot of different topics, and I think there's trees here under trees at the bottom, but it's somewhere here.
Yeah, I can.
So you can also look in the video library too. So genealogical software using American Ancestors. So if it's not here, we'll put it up.
Great, yes. I think if you go into that using AmericanAncestors.org, it's linked there as well. Thanks for showing that page again, Claire. Sure. So I think we'll wrap up the Q&A there with just a reminder to folks on maybe who to contact if they have more questions specifically on navigating the site, or if they find issues with the website. Claire, if you want to go over the best way to reach out to us.
Sure. So there, there's a number of people. There's 109 people who work at American Ancestors, and we are all available to you as our members. You're very important to us. The quickest way to get a response is really, I think, to come to the homepage, and you'll see not only at the homepage, but there's a couple other pages where you see this chat option in the lower right-hand corner. So this is our membership team. They're really, think of them as a concierge team in a hotel. So they are there to answer any question that you have, any questions about membership, questions about record searching, questions about anything. If they can't answer the question, they will pass it on to a specific department to answer it. But they really are quite well trained in answering lots of different questions. So I would just go there, and you can see if you click on that little icon, they will get back to you very, very quickly. If it's business hours, they reply right away in a few minutes. If it's not business hours, they will get back to you either via phone or email. And of course, you can also call the membership team, and you can also email. So if you come up to About Us and visit and contact, actually, you're going to see the same information under Contact Us. But don't hesitate to reach out in any way, and somebody will get back to you very, very quickly.
Great. Thank you, Claire, for highlighting some of that information on the site. And again, encourage everyone to use both the membership chat on the homepage and that Ask a Genealogist free chat, a really quick way for you to ask questions of our staff. We're here to help. Well, great. Thank you again, Claire, for walking us through this really large site. There's a lot to explore for everyone out there as you navigate. Again, feel free to reach out to us with questions or comments on the site. There are a lot of exciting improvements, and I know in the Q&A, people were especially excited about that new federated search feature of searching by content. So lots of great new things to explore. Before we conclude, I also wanted to take an opportunity to mention just a couple upcoming events that I think would be especially interesting for this audience. So our next free webinar is on March 24th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with senior genealogist Kyle Hurst, who will cover Virginia genealogy go-to published resources. So don't miss that program if you have Virginia ancestry. If you'd like to learn even more about updates to the website and our databases, you can also tune in on April 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our free quarterly webinar, What's New at AmericanAncestors.org. So that's with Associate Director of Database Content, Molly Rogers, and she'll go over everything new about databases and those search features and other resources that we've made available on our website. A good follow-up to this webinar. Finally, our next sort of live demonstration in this webinar series is on Friday, April 15th, again at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be joined by genealogist Melanie McComb. In this demonstration, Melanie will walk us through our current external database offerings and how to navigate those collections to advance your own research, especially from home. I know Claire pointed that out today, and we'll do a deeper dive on those great resources on Friday, April 15th. We're so excited to continue to bring you engaging and educational programs, both virtually and in person. If you'd like to access more information on the programs I just mentioned, or even more of our upcoming programs, you can visit that events calendar at americanancestors.org/events, or again, navigate to that events section in the top navigation panel that Claire has pointed out today. Thank you again for joining us. As you leave the event, you'll have the opportunity to fill out a survey and give us your feedback. So as we continue to expand our webinars and online offerings, any and all feedback is extremely helpful and appreciated. This free webinar was made possible by the generous support of our members and friends around the world. Please consider making a gift to American Ancestors to keep these programs free and to create even more free programs for you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see all of you in our online programs in the future. Goodbye for now.